Oh my God. Another year is upon us, y'all. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Syndicate of Star Wars Podcast. I'm your host, Ron Chain. Happy Life Day. Feliz Life Day to all. And our celebratories. I can't wait to get into this one with the boys, but I could not celebrate Life Day on my own. I have with me two good friends of mine that I knew I had to get them on. I have Bendu and Kyle Katarn from the Dark Forces podcast. Muchachos, how are y'all doing?
Hello there. First of all, thanks for having us, man. It's been a long time since we got to hang out, so it's really cool that we get to be here on this very special Life Day. Right?
Yeah. For those who don't know, folks, it is Life Day. We're celebrating the Wookiee themed festival of celebrating life that originates from the Star Wars Holiday Special of 1978, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it's 78. I know it's before Empire, because if that would have come out after Empire.
78, you're right. It was 78.
And not only we're going to talk about the Holiday Special, which we're going to talk about the present of Star Wars.
That was a statement right there. Just that alone.
And where we're going to go with Star Wars as a franchise. But before we start, this wasn't scheduled, but I know a friend of mine, Omni Media, suffered a loss in his family today. So I want to send my condolences to Omni Media. I don't know if he's watching or not. I'd be shocked if he was. But my condolences to the Omni Media family. I'm going to quote Star Trek, even though we're talking about Star Wars, but to absent friends. I just want to send him my regards through that.
Yeah, absolutely. Our hearts go out to him, man. It's very hard.
Yeah. Okay. So hopefully everybody here is excited and ecstatic to join. I know Jake 7619 saying hello there, y'all. Kyle's back with Ronan. Gonk. Yes,
what up,
sir.
Jake? Jake is my strongest soldier. Dependable, man.
Droid Herder, nice to see you. Hero's Journey, Harrison James 4020. Hello there, Ronan. Kyle Mendu. The crossover always needed. We've done it, man. Like it's inevitable.
It's happened a couple times.
Yeah,
it's ambitious. This is like the sequel at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of changes recently in both of our individual lives. Podcast at the moment has just kind of had a momentary hiatus, but it will come back. It will come back.
You best believe
Mark
that.
My words.
Yeah.
Mock and mark them. It's not the end of the Dork Forces, especially since Star Wars Celebration Anaheim is just around the corner, and by just around the corner, I mean 2 years away. But you know what?
By Anaheim, he means LA.
So much time for planning, so much time for getting to our friends, and the fact that it's actually here again on the continental U.S. versus cough London and cough Tokyo.
Oh man,
it's been a minute.
Right?
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's back, and Life Day has kind of been the Star Wars equivalent of Friendsgiving, and I must be honest, I am still a virgin when it comes to the holiday special. I've seen it in bits and pieces, but I have not watched all of it in its completion. I know, like a lot of Star Wars fans, the only other little snidbit of the holiday special that they've seen is the notorious gold, Luke Skywalker gold outfit, but also in Skeleton Crew, in part of the hologram of the baby entertainment center gondola thing. We did get to see some of the acrobats and gymnasts from the holiday special
in Neil's house when they're dancing. Love that little nod. That was so fun.
There has been different ways of canonization throughout different parts of the holiday special.
Yeah. And again, just quick recap for anybody. If you don't know what the holiday special is, or Life Days, and we're referring to this production that came out in 1978 that is regarded for a lot, probably the what's the nice way of saying it? The least favorite thing in Star Wars history, but I think for a lot of us here, we find some gems out of it, especially to me. And again, much like Bendu, I've only seen parts of it. I told myself that if I was going to watch the whole thing, I was going to watch it with friends. I record myself, but I'm wondering whether I should watch it drunk or sober. And I don't know what to do that way.
That's true. That is
Kyle, you must have seen the whole thing already, right? Like it's
Droid Herd is absolutely a fever dream. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Very much on that level of like Captain
is.
EO.
Yeah. Yeah.
Captain EO is a fever dream in such a good way, in such a different way. The holiday special, like I used to hate it like everybody else. And I think that like if you were there in 1978 when this came out, and this was the follow-up to Star Wars that just blew your mind, and this is how they like. I understand why people hated it at the time, absolutely. But like if you're watching it in 2025 with all the Star Wars that we've got at this point, if now you're seeing it, I think you should like it, and you should try and appreciate it as like a time capsule for like this is from 1978. You know, this is from the world before all the Star Wars that developed that came after.
That's true.
And it's very whimsical for that reason. It's very kind of like free of constraints for that reason.
It's an anomaly. Yeah.
And I know that right now we're really in this like gritty Star Wars kick, you know, with like the realism, with like shows like Andor, and we really want things to be hard hitting. I've always been someone who loves campy Star Wars. And this is like the campiest of camp. This is like camp dialed up to 15. It broke the little
that's true.
thing.
That's true.
And that is why I like it. That's why I'm a defender. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's not bad, because it's bad, but I like it.
Hey, Crystal Tiger. But like,
what up,
I feel
Crystal?
like once Star Wars, they learned from this show / movie. Because like, when it came to Caravan of Courage, and then when it came to the Ewoks movie, it's like they still had that same level of camp. It was still that same level of like, what am I watching? What is happening right now?
Yeah.
But it was still more like Jim Henson had a little bit more reign over the project, so he was kind of like able to do his thing. But like versus the holiday special, I think was more again like kind of like what Katarn said. Like this is the next follow up in a way, so they just kind of had to try to do from like little information they had. Because I don't even know if Lucas wrote part of the holiday special, or if he just gave permission for like the character usage sort of a thing.
That's the big joke now, right? Like even at one point in the Mandalorian gallery series, when Favreau brings up the post Firefall Master, he's like, that's an homage, right, George, for the whole official, because you wrote it. He's like, not really, and it's just like, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if
it's based on a story that he wrote. It is based on a story that he wrote,
right?
But he did not write the holiday special as we saw it. He wrote the story that gets told within it as a narrative device, but like, I don't think he wrote down, and then B. Arthur pours a drink into a guy's head. I don't think he wrote that down on a script.
Yeah. I don't think he wrote down Whipster, come on now, Cookie Candy Fun. I don't think he wrote that down, but like he
strangely, I feel like that's the one detail he did. It just feels Lucasy to me. You know what I mean?
Just say it somehow it got out, and by that point, thank God for early Laserdisc or VHS, somebody recorded it and it survived cable and just film that he said it. If I had a time and a hammer, I would smash every copy
that's true. Yeah. That is true.
The Droid Herd has got it right. He says the producers had one meeting with George and then they just never spoke again. It definitely has that vibe.
Yeah.
It definitely has that vibe.
Here's a check. Thank you. All right, cool. Go for it. But Harrison James says that. Yes. I've seen the holiday special, but never sober. It would be a fever dream either way. Yeah, it was absolutely a fever dream. Should the Mandalorian do a holiday special? I would argue that like it'd be nice to see one done now, because I think the Guardians did one as well, and I love that holiday special from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's true.
I would like one now, but have it. Don't just be like, oh, we gotta do a silly one just because to honor the first. No, like do it like try to tell a good story that's just a one-off. That like even if you never saw it, lay it down the line, that's fine. But if you see it, there's some charm to it, and there's maybe something in the background that you can like, ooh, that's something they're teasing at the end. Like if they go to Batu and celebrate Life Day in that day, but all right, cool. We finally went to that side of the theme park. That's not just a theme park for the sake of it. And I don't know. I think it would be okay to see it. What do you guys think?
It's not fully live action, but we do at least have the Lego Star Wars holiday special.
Yes.
Came out a couple of years ago on Disney Plus. It's canon. It's well, I don't know about canon, but it's a good time. I really like the Lego specials actually. I feel like kind of like a spiritual successor to the now defunct Star Wars Robot Chicken, which sadly doesn't get made anymore.
Yeah.
One of the casualties of the Disney buyout. Oh yeah, and like George saying, Grogu also has like a holiday music background, like an ambience video loop. Yeah, it's kind of like a Yule log.
Yeah.
Which the best Yule log video I've ever seen is just Vader burning on the pyre.
It's true. It's true.
Fun Endor with like some snap, crackle, and pop. It's like an 8-hour mix. Like,
yeah.
Wild.
Chestnuts roasting on an open Sith Lord.
Oh,
let's go.
Crystal Kyber saying, "Yo, what up, Con? Been doing running? Hi, Crystal Kyber's pleasure to have you on the chat." Lucasfilm, if you're watching this for some odd reason, hire Crystal to do the makeup. I know they've been wanting to like get into it. So I'm pulling for you to be able to get the opportunity to do that. You kind of have to be familiar with TV variety shows of the 60s and 70s to understand what the fuck this exists as it does. Yeah, that's the big thing of it.
The camp factor of holiday special, like really popular shows at the time, like Patrick McGowan's The Prisoner. Absolutely psychedelic, campy as all hell. This had kind of like that momentum behind it, that sort of a vibe.
Yeah.
And also, like, just everyone is on so many drugs. It definitely influenced the production. You can't not acknowledge that as part of the meta of this getting made.
PR for smoking a joint during takes, like in the middle of takes, like, all right, let's do it again. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Legit. And not just that, but like the dudes in the writer's room coming up with what the plot was going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We just have Wookiees talking for half an hour to an hour with no subtitles, nobody to bounce off of like some sort of like translation of a sort. They're just like,
which can work if you do it right. They did not do it right.
There was no subtitles. Like I would have taken subtitles. Like it'd be something
more immersive that way. It's like you're there, right, Ronan? It's like you're at Galaxy's Edge, and B. Arthur's pouring a drink on your head, but you like it.
I smell like tequila for like hours and shit.
Oh man.
Crystal Kyber saying, "What up, chat?" Dreader saying, "Hey, Crystal, that's me with the Ewok movies. Not good, but I love them since I had the VHS on repeat as a child. LOL. Love seeing some references to Skeleton Crew. Yeah, that was another one. I remember those. Yeah.
Which one had the villain? I think it was Battle of Endor.
Yeah, the witch, right? Or was it?
Yeah.
Battle of Andor is pretty legit. Like that one.
The witch is pretty sick.
It was very campy, but like I love the blasters. I love the props that they had for that movie.
The Borgs.
Yeah,
you got the Borgs from there.
Mini muffins. Still to this day, like I crave those mini muffins. There's just something that looked intrinsically like delicious about them. Just like, oh man.
It's like the little powder bread from Force Awakens. I still want to try it.
Yeah,
it's probably nasty and dusty as hell, but I want to try it. It's probably really good.
Oh my gosh, somebody else. Go ahead.
That witch, because I brought her up. That witch lady in the Battle of Endor, was she Night Sister?
That would be
knowing what we know now.
That would be an amazing tie-in.
Forest hag, swamp hag. I don't know.
Right, but she's not an Ewok. She didn't come from Endor. She arrived here from somewhere. Could she have come from Dathomir?
Ewoks, let's see.
And just lived her life as a forest hag.
I don't think they ever like errated that or anything.
There was never any sort of like mention of where she comes from, because Dathomir wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
But, like now with everything we know, like the Night Sister survivors settled all around the place. Maybe she escaped Grievous's rampage and ended up on Endor. You know,
she might not have been a Night Sister, but I'm pretty sure when they eventually wanted to bring in the Night Sisters and witches to Star Wars, they're like, wait a minute, one of the Ewoks TV movies, they did that. Why don't we just make him more metal and just put him red and like tattoo phases and then just doing the green mist and stuff? Why don't we just do that? So I don't think she originally is that, but I think she was the jumping off point to the Night Sisters creation. So I'll give her that.
I mean, she's not that different visually from like
Mother Talzin,
Morgan Elsbeth, who is like a blooded official Night Sister.
Yeah,
but she's much more just sort of like normal, just like some lady in black and red clothing.
See, I don't remember. I need to see a picture.
Let me see. So
her name's Carol, Charal, from Battle of
Yeah.
Andor.
While I
She looks-
searched,
I can see Dathomir in that. I think she's a Night Sister.
I'll bring up a photo of the
I was gonna
witch. So
say, you should pull it
meanwhile,
up.
yeah, meanwhile, I searched for the witch. I'm gonna bring in someone who I don't think is a witch, but
Oh my
has
God,
seen
Droid
all the
Hunter, yes.
special.
I'm with you. The
Hey,
Muppet Show
guys.
episode of Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Hey, Brent, how you doing, man?
Hey,
Hey
how you doing?
guys, hey Kyle, Bendu. It's a pleasure to meet
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I think it's the first time we've had the chance to meet face to face.
Hello, sir. Happy Life
Hey,
Day.
happy Life Day, everybody! Yeah,
So-
I heard you were talking about Dathomir witches and the witch from Battle of Endor. I
Yes.
always took her as being a Night Sister in the sect of the Night Sister elements for sure. 100%, 100%.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah,
Validation.
absolutely,
Thank you. I always
absolutely.
thought so too.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's confirmed. I don't think anyone says so, but I always thought she was. So
Yeah, I always got. I mean, again, like I was there when it first came out. I was 14. Wait, 15 years old. 14 was Caravan of Courage. So yeah, 15, 16. Maybe I was 16 when it came out. And I always took the Ewok movies as being kind of like I couldn't figure out whether they were pre A New Hope or post A New Hope kind of thing.
It's
'Cause-
true.
And
It's-
and I
there's
think
no-
there is a law out there technically, even though it's non-canon,
Yeah.
as to when they were. But I always enjoyed the fact that George Lucas. I always question, I should say, the fact that George Lucas used magic back then as a kid until they developed the idea of the Force is all forms of use of the power of the Force, whether it be considered magic or whether it's Logray's little magic sphere that could see things, and then it completely made sense to me. I think it was Dave Filoni, was it, in one of the Rebels Recons or one of those episodes where he was talking about that. It might have been Pablo Hidalgo, I'm not too sure, but they kind of put a legitimate element on to the fact that's the way of the Force, a version of the Force in a different species.
They would
So-
run with that.
I've
I
always
believe
liked
they would
that.
run with that.
Oh yeah.
different names, different names
Yeah.
for the Force. The same
This is
brand.
how
Yeah.
Charal looked like. I believe
Oh, yeah.
that's
Oh,
also-
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Dathomir for sure.
Uh-huh.
Look at
Oh
Yeah.
totally.
she's
Yeah.
gonna share
Yeah.
his backup there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Guys, I'll be back in just 1 second. Sorry.
Go for it. Yeah, and also shout out to the lady playing the witch Charal. Her name is I know
I think
she's
it's
European.
Carol.
Sean Phillips.
Yes.
I think that's her name.
Yes.
She was
Yeah.
in Dune and Lynch's Dune.
Mm.
Yep.
She was
She
the mother, Reverend Mother. Yeah. I was like,
Ohio.
that's
From Ohio.
sweet. You're in
Yep.
Dune and
Yeah.
it's certain like aspects of Star Wars. That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'll give you that one. Okay, I'll give you that one. Before we
And
go
then
further,
meanwhile, in Captain EO, which we were talking about,
right?
the Borg Queen Witch, that's
Mm.
fucking Angelica Houston.
That's fucking. That makes sense
Yeah.
now. If MJ was gonna do something Star related, he'd be like, Angelica, you want to
Give me Angelica Houston. I want her to be the bad guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Crystal, go with the chat. Good to see you, Droid Heldler. The producers show had one meet with George, and then they never spoke again. Grogu just have a whole day music background video thing, almost like a Yolog, like lo-fi and all that stuff, or even a hall special with the Skeleton Crew kids would be cool. Because it's still uncertain if whether we're gonna get a season 2. But if they got a special, I think that'd be sweet. Because I know one of the kids is doing the Buffy the Vampire Slayer sequel series. They, Chloe Zhao said it's not a remake, so I'm like, all right.
Yeah. I'm
I'll
looking
run
forward
with
to that. And it's going to get dropped next year now, apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently. They're going to pick it up. Yeah. I'm
Next
looking
year.
forward to
BSG?
Yeah,
that. What's that?
How?
Buffy the
wait,
Vampire
who?
Slayer. Yeah.
Buffy the Vampire
Oh,
Slayer.
I thought
Yeah,
you said BSG, the Battlestar
Oh, I thought-
Galactica.
No,
I thought you said that. Favorite show of all time.
No.
I missed
My
that.
bad.
And I'm like, how do you even do that? The story was so final. But
Yeah.
not even go down that rabbit hole because that's not what
No,
you
Yeah.
no.
Uh-huh.
just skip over that. Jeez.
Keyblade saying, "Oh man, Ronan shaved his glorious mustache. Oh, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, but I've never seen the Hall special, sadly, and I love the tree Ronan, Kai, Kyle, and Bendu. Yeah, man,
I've lived it all.
Yeah, one
I
day
like the treat too. I like the treat too. I have
I know it's early.
5-month-old kittens, and I'm about to find out, man. I'm about to find out.
Oh,
in a big
yeah.
way when I put my tree up.
Listen, I know we're in mid-November, but the way I'm working, time's gonna go like that. And by the time I blink, it's gonna be already mid-December. So I'm like, all right, let me just put the tree up, and then I'll worry about the lights later on. But yeah, it's
efficiency. Let's get this going. Let's get this holiday over with.
And plus, I love kids too, so why not? Why not? So was the holiday special something that came on TV or theaters or just DVD release? No, it came out in cable back in the days.
I lived it. I was 9 years old when it came out. Yes.
And eventually, someone recorded it, and then, if I'm not mistaken, according to the People versus George Lucas documentary, I think someone at some festival a few years ago showed it to an audience. It was unofficial, Star Wars and Lucasfilm didn't okay it. It was just under the table. They just showed a screening of it with like someone's recording of like commercials and whatnot. So it's been shown in theaters, but whether Disney will fully like put that out someday, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna ever showcase it.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, it's not exactly the most interesting of arcs of stuff. There was, can I kind of tell you an experience that I had from the holiday special specifically?
Please.
I think the great deal of the build up behind what was being advertised, obviously from a kid point of view of a 9-year-old me, was the idea of this character called Boba Fett. And because the animated little piece was highly advertised, this I specifically remember, it was highly advertised because it was going to show the introduction of this new Star Wars character that was going to appear in the new Star Wars movie a year later. Yeah, and no, droids as well afterwards. And so what it was, and where some of the real mystery came from my generation originally of what Boba Fett was who is this weird character that's going to be a bounty hunter in this animated holiday piece? And so we all, I mean, all my friends, we all gripped to the TV watching this quite horrendous, and we understood it being horrendous at that age. All these little dance numbers, the musical numbers, and this and that. It was only special when you had like the lead actors, Carrie Fisher and Han Solo and Chewbacca and all those characters do their.
They had the animators of droids just stay long on the weekend and make the holiday special one of those days. Like that's what it feels like. There's no budget.
Yeah. Oh, there's no budget in it, but at the same time, it was the first piece of Star Wars animation we had ever gotten. And again, in that age, in that era, that was huge. And even Star Wars droids, a few years after Return of the Jedi came, I think it was, a few years, it was a year after Return of the Jedi, something like that.
82.
But droids was very, very special too, because it was really, and even though it was a weaker level storytelling than what George Lucas had to tell within Star Wars, there was this element of like, we get to expand on this universe as kids in the 70s into the early 80s. And that was huge and that was meaningful. And even though it still didn't live up to the expectations, and of course, kids had outgrown the Ewok movies when they came along. As I said, I was 16 when that came along. And I enjoyed them because I could still break down. One, you still got Phil Tippett animation. You still got that stop motion creatures and stuff like that. So all that, at that time, as a kid in that time who hadn't seen any visual effects that were as cool as that up to that point in time, it was amazing. And as you go through and you look back and you can say, yes, it looks dated and all that, but it was still special for the time. As much as any time now for something new Star Wars is, in 50, 20 years time or whatever, we're going to look at it and go, oh, that feels a little dated the way they did this and that and whatever. But to us, in this moment of that moment of time, it meant a lot.
It was everything.
So back then you couldn't it was kind of harder to just watch the movies over and over again because not everybody had
VHS.
So that holiday special was an opportunity to get back into Star Wars, before Empire Strikes Back. Was there any sort of understanding that because I know Boba Fett was the big draw, but was there any sort of understanding that this guy's going to be in the next big movie?
I think they pre-advertised it with it. I think that was already the thing with the toys as well, because they were advertising the toy figure, the jetpack figure, and of course that never got to Australia, obviously. And
then it was
you know
like,
the
find
whole
out
story.
who this guy is next.
Yeah, and that was it. And it really was. It was all built up as part of that enthusiasm to a new character that was a mysterious character, and the animation still makes him appear as this mysterious character with a mysterious background, even though he worked for the Empire in the animation piece. And
the rule of cool, man, it is very powerful.
Yeah, and
very
that's
powerful. You look cool. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah, that's it.
For decades.
And I don't know how much George Lucas had to do with the animation. I'm pretty sure he obviously had quite a bit to do with what had to be, because he was developing a new character that was going to be introduced in his movie. So I imagine he had some sort of say in the animation. I really would love to know what his contribution was in that particular part of the animation story. I wish there was a way to find. I mean, maybe there is in the documentary. I don't know. I don't know if George Lucas has ever admitted anything outside of he wished it never existed. But there's something about the animation that at the time was very, very solid and very cool. It was something that we wanted to see more. Let's put it that way. And when Droids came along a few years later, it was like, okay, we're getting some more animation. I really wish they would play Star Wars music with it. And I think that was the thing that broke its thing for me. I couldn't get into it because I didn't get the animation, even though it was Anthony Dent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he probably did see that special and was just like, I don't know about this, but that one guy, I could use him as my cowboy here. Give him to me. I'll put him in.
Yeah. But it was cool.
So.
I mean, the action figures came out, although they never arrived in Australia at the time. So it was like one of those things where we'd get news of these toys existing, but they never got big enough to be sent overseas specifically for that particular line. At the same time, I still managed to get a couple on the end of the day. So yeah, but
Hero's Journey 8725. His suit was all white in the beginning. Macquarie designed him to be all white with a little bit of red detail and some gray on the mask.
Yep.
The prototype helmet was then used in the Clone Wars.
I was going to say they reflect on it. Yeah, they reflect on it.
When Obi-Wan becomes Rako Hardeen, goes undercover. That's the helmet that they give. Pretty
no idea or concept is thrown completely out. Eventually, they use it for something else. I know the infamous one, most recent one, I think, is Dr. Aphra, was initially designed for Rey for Force Awakens, and they're like, we're not gonna go with that. But someone saw that and was like, ooh, we could use that for the comics. And then
they do it all the time. And something that I found out when I was talking to my friend Todd Cherniowski, who worked on a lot of the Star Wars shows, we were talking about Doug Chiang, and one thing that he revealed to me is that in 1999, when he was working on the Phantom Menace, he designed pretty much the entire planet of Coruscant.
Yeah.
He designed all of these areas of the planet that we still haven't seen. And so every time in a Star Wars thing, subsequently, we've returned to Coruscant and seen a quote unquote new area.
Yeah.
They returned to his catalog of designs from 1999 and just picked them up.
Holy
so like it's designing from the period that the Phantom Menace came from. So there's this authenticity to all of them.
Yeah.
And I just think that's so brilliant, and I'm staggered by that just wealth of imagination that he could just conceptualize an entire goddamn planet.
Well,
all these little regions and zones like that.
As admiration was, I'm a production designer by trade, and even though I don't do anything as big as he has ever done, it is fun when you get the chance to create a world, because your mind is driven about the levels of how this world works. And Coruscant, obviously, it's got its levels, and I think that's the best way to explain, the way he designed stuff from what you can see in those early concept art pieces that have been revealed to us. And I can't wait for that book to come out in a few months' time. That I've got it on
it's like
pre-order. Yeah, two of them. It's the size of the Ralph McQuarrie set, which I've also got. I cannot wait to break that apart. This is going to have all of these early works prior to the prequels, and I want to see, I want to see more of that stuff, because I've seen a lot, but I want to see even more. I want to see his thought process. But it is fun as a production designer to be able to create the world and think about it, because you start thinking on things that, as a production designer, it's your job then to feed into the director's, illusion of how the world works and add and enhance the same as a costume designer, and the same as a prop designer, and same as any other creator of these worlds, or your whatever you're doing as a filmmaker, and try to enhance what they're given in a visual sense related to the story. How does a visual concept work with the idea of, even if it's never talked about, how does it look like it belongs on that planet, in that existence, in that world? And it's so much fun. It's so much fun. And so, yeah, Doug Cheng's got the best job in the whole world.
My God, right?
Yeah,
absolutely does.
Yeah,
I agree.
Play imagination games all day long.
Yeah,
I used to do that as a little kid. I'd draw little pictures of like as much of like a cityscape or a planet, and had to like add all these little details as I think of them.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, if I add this, then we need one of these. If we have one of these, this has to happen.
Yeah.
To get to do that for a job, that sounds so rewarding.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I could indulge, sorry, I know it's
go for it. Go for it.
Please, little story here. I was a very artistic kid. I had, painting skills and drawing skills up to the age of 10. And then at the age of 10, I saw the making of The Empire Strikes Back on television. I literally was playing late at night in Australia, about like 10 o'clock at night or something like that. And my parents let me stay up and watch it. And I watched it. And it was an epiphany for me. Everything just hit me literally like a bolt of lightning. I realized what I wanted to do from the age of 10 with my artistic skills. I wanted to create movies. It was pure and simple as that. And even though, as I said, even though I'm not as big as anybody out there, it's still the passion and the drive that allows me to create this stuff. I'm creating these worlds. I literally came off of a Hot Wheels design that I actually created for a little miniature scape for a Hot Wheels commercial today. We finish shooting tomorrow, so it's fun stuff. It's fun.
And you do this
world building
all the time, right?
And I do it all the time. Yeah.
You can support yourself with imagination and art and creativity. And that is the dream. That is the dream.
Yeah,
you don't
have to it. Yeah.
Be able to exist doing art and have it sustain you. That's all I would ever want to.
That's a sweet spot.
And it is so fun. But it was thanks to Star Wars that that made me realize because it was like I saw the making, how they built Cloud City and the Hoth base and all these behind the scenes shots. I'm like, those are big sets. They actually built this stuff. They construct, and it was like it was like that was it. So at that point, I started building miniature spaceships, and out of I realized the scale of the toys were not scale to the action figure. So I'd figure out how big an X-Wing fighter was in comparison to the Luke Skywalker figure by figuring in a photograph how big Luke is next to his X-Wing, measure him across, and I could scale up with the action figure, and I'd figure the close to the scale. So I would do that at the age of 10 or 11. I was building paper mache X-Wing fighters and stuff like that.
And then fast forward, doing the exact same stuff now.
And doing the exact same stuff. That's it. Yeah, it is. And of course, inspiration's still behind me.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, my God, look at that. Boom, just decked out wall to wall.
Yeah.
Tony Robinson says his regards to the panel, saying, "What's up, y'all?" Jordan says that as much as I poke fun of the holiday special, I absolutely love the Muppet Show episodes with Luke and Leia. Yeah, their appearances were a sweet thing growing up with the Muppets. Being like,
I love just how absolutely in on the joke Mark Hamill is in that special.
Yeah.
Like he's there to have a laugh. He's there to have a laugh at Luke Skywalker's expense too. Good.
Here's Jenny says, "Hey Brent, how are you?" So the same as George Editor. Everyone else, hi. Hope you're all well. At one time, George actually said he hoped it would never see the light of day again. Yeah, alluding to the holiday special.
I got the videotape on Betamax. Yeah, I got a Betamax copy here in my apartment.
Someone asked George Lucas what should be done with the copies they had, and he was quoted as saying, "Wipe them out."
All of them. Yeah, the advertised Boba as being a new character. The original concept had him in white suit. Infinity and Ethan says, "I'm late, but hello there." Hello, Ethan. Infinite Ethan. Thank you for joining us.
That means they've been pulling this nonsense forever then. The Fortnite drop about Palpatine returning, like that's no different than the holiday special introducing Boba Fett.
No.
Yeah. We've always done
testing character.
Media in preparation of this media kind of thing.
Yeah. I've heard that even Marvel does that with their comics. It's like we're gonna put up a new character and see if maybe one day they get adapted into the screen, with their TV or so. Are
you wondering who that character was? Well, guess you didn't read the back of the cereal box last month. Boom.
Yeah, Yeah.
Like, required homework.
Remember correctly,
But,
he was
like,
originally
also,
supposed
if you don't know who Boba Fett is and you haven't seen the holiday special, it doesn't take anything away
No.
from how cool he is in Empire Strikes Back. It's not like
Oh,
you're
no.
missing out
Yeah.
by not having known that.
But the
And that's
mystery didn't start from the Empire Strikes Back of who Boba Fett was. The mystery started from the holiday special to who
Exactly.
we were, what it meant to us as kids who remember it and were around at the time. That's the cool thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's where it came from, in my opinion, at least.
Droid Herder says, if I remember correctly, he was originally supposed to be a new super stormtrooper, but they changed the concept before the movie. Yeah, that was he was a super new version of the stormtroopers and whatnot. And it was like, wait a minute, we should
That's
do
kind of
something else.
another poetry moment too, because then they revisit these designs and these concepts, and we get our super stormtroopers, our Mando super commandos in the Mandalorian season 3 with the Beskar and everything. Again, they went back to the McQuarrie designs for those helmets and for those armors. And so, like, eventually they became, the super troopers that we thought the Boba was going to be.
Yeah,
It's poetry, man. Like George says.
Yeah.
Poetry.
Yeah.
The Coruscant Mall outdoor area was from an original concept art piece from a quarry, obviously done before Coruscant was even a thing, though.
Monument
I should
Plaza.
say the mall area, in Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah, Monument Plaza. It's also known as Monument Park. That is the tip of an actual mountain, which is one of the only exposed areas on the planet that isn't
the planets. Yep.
Like in the middle there.
Brent, I don't know if you want to do this, but like someone asking if we have time that could Brent could show us this art stuff that he made that he mentioned.
I mean, I've got a website and stuff like that, but I don't think it's worth pulling up on this.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go to the
we
website.
can do it in the future. I don't know if tonight's the night, is what I'm saying.
I was going to say one thing that I know that you have, because you're a production designer and the Vault got them, is slideshows and PDFs where you have to present everything that you have to put
catalog.
You're like, here's how we're going to do this.
I have an external hard drive that sits right here with like everything. And with recent years, I've been 3D printing my own bits and pieces too. So it's like I'm building up a repertoire of that stuff, which is a lot of fun. But
after Kenobi, Todd sat us down, me and Bendu, and was like, "You see this?
Yeah.
You see this?
Yeah.
This is how we did this. You see this? Like, showed us everything."
Nice.
He was so excited, and I could now that I know a little bit about production designers and the job, I'm like, oh, he was just itching to show someone that slideshow. Like, finally, people that want to see it.
Yeah. The problem is that
it was so fascinating.
You have to keep an eye out. You have to know where everything is, and I just dump it there. So 2 years later, I'll look for something. I could be there for a day searching for something. The idea is to keep it organized.
Oh my god! If I ever get like hit by a bus and some intern has to go through my files to try and get the rest of my videos finished, like, they're never finding anything. Good luck. Anyone that's not me cannot navigate this computer. Like, but good luck.
Plenty of reference to future generations that you existed. And I think that's the cool thing about, the idea of the internet. Just the idea that we exist now, as long as these platforms exist, even after we're gone, we're still out there somewhere.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And our footprint, for better or for worse.
Yeah.
Too, because I feel like we don't necessarily need to be out there that much. If you think about the people that came before us,
right?
They got away with a lot of stupid shit. You know, that probably would have got them into much deeper trouble if the news could circulate as far as it does these days on the internet.
Yeah.
And I feel like a large component of being young is making mistakes, and it's kind of been removed for a lot of young people now. It's like it's just like the pressure's on,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Doesn't matter how old you are. If you screw up, the public will know about it. And now you'll be reviled.
Yeah.
And that's changing the way people are growing up. And it's changing the way people act towards each other now as well, I think.
Different generations.
Social skills. Yeah.
So we leave our mark, but like for better or for worse, man. Like we could leave less of a mark, and I think that would be okay sometimes.
That's why it's
and this comes from someone who documents his whole life, and like I live in front of a camera. I'm like, so I'm feeling it.
The trick is just to be positive as you can and try to do your best. And it's as simple as that, really.
You receive the energy you put into it,
Yeah.
Yes.
You come into it with negativity, that's probably what you're going to find aimed at you. But if you come to have a good time and be positive and make connections and like friendships, which is how I've used the internet in general.
Yeah.
That is returned to you, that same vibe. And so, and I'm very grateful for the community that we've built. Like our Discord server just over 1,000.
You've got an amazing. You do. You've got an incredible community there.
I've heard stories, and like, yeah, I'm very lucky that the people I hang out with and talk to, that like we're all seem to be chill people with like the basic knowledge of like how to behave and how to express yourself. But I think a place that is going to leave a mark and will help people express themselves and take in stuff from the generations past. So a place in Los Angeles. Muchachos, everybody watching this, the Lucas Museum of Narrative Art has finally put out a release date of when the doors are going to be opening for you to go watch. It'll be September 22nd, 2026 of next year, y'all.
Oh my God, that's next year.
Yeah, we first heard a lot more of this stuff and saw visuals of it at the infamous Lucas Museum panel at San Diego Comic-Con, where the maestro himself, George, came out for the first time ever. Yeah, and we're just talking about how much, like, especially stuff that's like more known as pop culture and how other museums wouldn't normally put in. I'm like, no, this museum, we're gonna put it all of it. That way, something sparks an interest in somebody to just build something into magic.
I just have to throw this out here because that panel, everyone's talking about how George Lucas was at the panel and how big of a deal it was that he was there. No one is talking about the fact that Julie Bell and Boris Vallejo were on this panel as well.
Oh, really?
Who are two of the most phenomenal illustrators of like legends of all time.
Right.
And they're not Star Wars people. So a lot is kind of going under the radar a little bit, but like they are also involved in this. This is not just a Star Wars museum. This is the museum of narrative art, and all cinematic history is going to be represented. Because George Lucas has biggest collection of cinematic like historical artifacts out of anything. That's all going in here. And all of his buddies are collaborating on the collection too. Like this is going to be phenomenal.
I think I mean, for me personally, it's like I want to see not stuff from Star Wars as much as I want to see what inspired George Lucas to create things like Star Wars and Indiana Jones and all that stuff. So even though that is a part of the museum, I want to see the other stuff so much, because the anything from Egyptian stuff to Greek to whatever it is that he has to present in that museum is important, because it's his testimony to his existence, in my opinion. This is his. I'm not going to say his. It's his. I don't know. I mean.
Not his
Alexandra Library is, my opinion, is probably the closest thing it's going to be. That's what it feels like for George Lucas.
And he's been working on this
for legacy.
years.
He wants it to be remembered.
Absolutely,
years.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't be surprised he hit up Guillermo del Toro and Steven Spielberg and Doug Chang. Everybody be like, "Hey, put stuff in there. Go put some stuff in there."
When I went to San Francisco this last summer, I visited Lucasfilm, and my friend Phil in the art department, we were talking about the museum. And he said that George is super hands-on and that he's there like every day, and he's making like in the moment decisions, and people are scrambling. Like apparently he walked through the lobby at one point and was like, you know what? There should be elevators over there. Put 2 elevators over there. And the guy is like, shit. And like looks at the blueprint. He's like, okay. Like, elevators over there.
Oh, wow.
Crazy over there. Like he's involved at every level of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, just look at it from outside. Like, look at this. Like, it looks huge.
Yeah, I mean, I checked out the exterior of it about a year and a half ago, perhaps. Actually, it's closer to 2 years. I went past it, and all the top paneling, they were having trouble getting it all in from overseas because of there was a shortage of steel or something like that. There was something going on. No, it was well before then. It was well before that. There was some issues with getting stuff over in time, and it actually was delaying the top building being done quicker. So that's the reason it's open so late, because it was originally 2023 when it was going to open. Then it got moved to 2025, and then between there and 2025 was that whole top part that was delayed. The
premise of a good movie, you got to get the top panels, but they won't get here in time. Only one talented Corellian pilot can make the run in less than 12 parsecs and get them.
There is one very cool thing that they are putting in the museum that is Star Wars related, and I don't know if you guys have ever had the chance to see this in life in real person. The Naboo fighter, which is about 30 34 or 36 feet long. I saw it at the Smithsonian about 20-something years ago. They had it over on the east. And it is the most incredible thing to look at. Even though you couldn't go up close to it, you could still walk around it, and you're still within, a couple of 10 feet of distance of it. And it was impossible in the Smithsonian to stand far enough back to get a full photograph of it because you could not stand that far back. But it's so fucking cool.
I saw a portion of it.
In person.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to do the Mandalorian experience.
I didn't get in. Yeah,
that's where I saw it.
Mandos and what?
Yeah.
And it was a 30-foot prop. It's
huge, dude.
Honestly, probably based on a 3D scan of the one that's in Sony.
Yeah.
Probably for manufacturing, but God, it was gorgeous.
I was so pissed that I didn't get the chance to get in. It was tough.
Yeah,
I saw video. It looked cool.
Yeah, I was like, I remember being like, because I remember it was like the first day they announced, like, oh, by the way, we're doing this thing, so be on the app, and everybody was just like, fuck, how can we get in? Yeah. T-shirts were sold out. I think the other thing they were selling was just like plushies of like the Frog Lady and like prints of the concept arts that I got like a bunch of them. I think I gave you.
I got a Frog Lady.
Yeah. So
I was going to say the Man the cosplay in Japan. And that was part of the experience. And she took so many reference photos of the costume up close that I think she has actually like the largest collection of reference photos of that costume outside of Lucasfilm.
Oh, wow.
Because she took like 300 photos all over the god, like every little piece of detail.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So Kyle, Bendu, you guys are going to come down at the same time as the... I mean, I don't know if trying to get into the opening is going to be tough.
I would say, here's going to ask you, are
you guys going to come down?
I was under the impression that it was opening in 2027 during Celebration.
Right.
That way. No. But it sounds like it's going to have been open for a whole year at that point.
Yeah. So are you going to make a special trip down, guys, or are you going to...
I have another excuse to go back to my hometown.
It feels convenient that we're already going to be in the neighborhood for Celebration to also do a big old field trip down to the museum.
Fair enough.
But I also want to be there when it first opens because that's when the world's going to be paying attention to what's in there, and I want to be the one to tell them. So I want to get in there first.
Yeah.
I think it might end up being 2 trips.
Yeah.
How about you, Bendu? Fair enough.
Bendu? 27 for Celebration.
You want to go to the museum? You want to pull a night at the museum at the?
I mean, I feel like it's extremely crowded, but it would be as crowded if we were to go to the weekend of an actual comic convention as well.
Sure. Yeah.
So everyone at Celebration is going to try and go to this.
Yeah. Exactly.
So that's why I'm wondering if we go before.
They are going to be They are in completely different parts of the city. Judging by that picture, it does look like it's next to Steven Spielberg and USC's alma mater of USC, because it looks like it's
right next to USC. Yeah, I mean it's you can get there with the train though. The train ride is just literally
but like
it's a few stops. Yeah.
How far away the LA Convention Center is. So again, thankfully people would have to.
The LA Convention Center, they're pretty close to
decision.
It's an Uber right away.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Thankfully, September is far enough away to think about it and cross that bridge when I get there.
Enough. Makes sense.
I think I'm looking it up right now to see how far are they away from each other, and I'm pretty close.
Yeah, it's very close.
Maybe 10 minutes away. But even then, I mean, LA traffic and all that stuff.
No. It's a train ride, dude. It's a train ride.
Yeah.
It's a simple.
You think it'll smooth?
Yeah. Absolutely. Is
that
right
because
Exposition Park
from Celebration experience that I do want to do that during Celebration, but Kyle was alluding to, I want to be there day one, and I'm already heading up the press stuff. Be like, hey, I do
it's
vlogs.
Exhausting.
I would love to be there early on and just get the full view to see what's it like day one, and then see if they add stuff later on in the next following year. Because I think it was even Kyle who said, listen, the 2 biggest things to hard to get into or how to get tickets is going to be that museum and Celebration itself the following year going forward. So I can't imagine the travel for people.
You could say one battle after another.
Yeah.
Yes, literally a battle after another.
I feel like it'll be like every other museum, and it'll rotation like every now and then different
Pieces?
exhibits will.
I think so.
That's
I
what
think
he's said. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that George Lucas's his wife said in an interview, or even George Lucas, that it's designed to be rotated out in a couple
Rotation?
of years or something like that.
That's how they work at Lucasfilm as well, because
Oh, yeah.
the Presidio offices has like a huge collection of movie posters, like vintage movie posters on all the walls,
Ooh,
and he rotates those like every
Yeah.
few months. Different ones go up
Yeah.
because the collection is too big to put on the wall. You know,
yeah.
you get to a point where that's how it works: is you rotate
yeah.
what's on the shelves. Like
I didn't know he
Oh, yeah.
collected a lot of comic book art, and I was just like, oh, what the hell? What pieces does he have that like has been shown? Because I know between him and
I have 6 posters on my wall.
I don't even want to show you my. Oh yeah.
Nice. Oh, the Truth Sands. Yes.
Yeah,
Across the Stars. Yeah.
Definitive, man. Definitive prequel art.
all originals. I worked at the theater just so I could get those posters. Actually,
Oh my god, that's
If
awesome.
I'm not mistaken.
yeah, that's dedication right there, guys.
Yeah, that's bragging rights right there, dude. That's awesome.
And if I'm not mistaken, that's Drew Struzan's work right there. So shout out to Drew.
God, that was a loss. Oh.
Recently passed away.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. to the goat.
He lived in the valley, very close to where I am. Actually, yeah, my friend saw him
Right?
before his Alzheimer's kicked in badly. My friend said that he used to see him walk at the local park there. 5 years ago, he would walk past him once in a while and see him. And it's like, oh man, yeah, what a loss though. What a talented,
He knew
talented man.
how beloved his work was, and he knew what a legend he was regarded as. Like
That's true.
Yeah. And again, back to I don't collect art. I don't collect photographs. I don't collect paintings. I don't collect statues outside of obviously what you see there.
Stories, yeah.
But
you say that behind
I say that, but I'm saying I don't collect but movie poster art as a kid was the only art I would actually look for, purchase, and put on my wall. I loved movie poster art, and yeah, most of it was his. A lot of it was his. So yeah, it was such a loss.
I feel like it was just universally accepted that a Drew Struzan piece was the definitive piece of whatever that movie was.
Yeah,
For me, just the thing itself.
Production houses make 10 different posters, but if Drew did one, that's the actual poster. That's legitimizes it just completely because he was such a master, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Droid's saying it's going to be absolutely exhausting to do the museum and Star Wars Celebration at the same time.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more, man. I'm already having like traumatic flashbacks to when I did May the 4th, Galaxy's Edge. Like, oh my god. Saturated immediately. So hot and so busy and so crowded. That was also the day that I bought tickets for Celebration Japan.
We both like. I literally landed. I was texting you. I'm like, "Yo, did you get any?" I'm like, "No, not yet. We're still in the queue."
There was a lot going on, man.
Yeah,
I'm like drinking blue milks at Oga's.
I was talking to you and Nerdy Nightly at the time, and we're all just like, "What the fuck is happening?"
It is so stressful trying to get tickets for a celebration at any point. When you're sitting there, you're like, it's stressful. Yeah.
But I'll say that something that wasn't stressful was watching Visions Volume 3. And speaking of art, I have thoughts about Visions Volume 3, but just out of curiosity, everybody here has watched the whole season, the whole Volume 3?
Yes, yeah.
I have not.
No? Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Without spoilers, I'll say this, that like, for me, half of it I really dug. The other half I liked. Some stuff did feel more aimed towards kids, which is perfectly valid and fine. It's just that like, okay, this one is more into like my younger nephews and like cousins and whatnot. But I have to say that there are some episodes that follow up stuff from the first volume that I was just shocked they would go there, and I was just like, thank God this was made. I'm just bummed as hell that the marketing wasn't there for this show as much as it is for a lot of the big
that is true.
Quick Frank live action shows.
For both prior seasons also.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly. Like it bummed me out that there wasn't much like hoopla, like in your face ads about it and whatnot, because I think I'm grateful that this does exist. It's not my favorite thing in Star Wars itself, but I'm happy it exists because it's a new vibe to to take in instead of just the stuff we get from Disney Plus or from Clone Wars animation or Rebels animation. It's a new vibe to it. Like I'm so appreciative. Did anybody have any general thoughts without spoilers of how we feel about Volume 3? Do we have a favorite episode?
I mean, Bendu and I are only like halfway through it right now.
Right.
In the first 5 episodes, we've got 4 to go. But I love Star Wars Visions. I think it's fantastic. I think it's so refreshing. The fact that it's an anthology means you get so many creative opportunities for different people to really flex what they're good at doing. And then recontextualizing what Star Wars means is always just like an interesting thing to experience when you know it really well. Like when you're really familiar with like the fabric of Star Wars, seeing someone reinvent it, you get to appreciate it on this deeper level. And beyond that, it's exposed me to a bunch of anime and different stylistic things that I have never really been like that into or like seen a lot of. And so now I've got like a lot of new things that I'm chasing down and new like animation styles that I'm like interested in. And I'm not the only one that's having that experience. You know, Visions is exposing people to different styles of art, and that's awesome.
And Celebration had a huge presence, and I was so happy for it. I was just like, seeing the blob stuff of the Ronin, not me. The other Ronin and seeing other stuff of design wise. I remember they kept talking about the Ninth Jedi and how that was a big thing they want to push forward. Onwards.
It is kind of sad that it didn't get a bigger marketing push here in the US because like at Celebration Japan, I was in that Visions panel.
It was
so much excitement, dude. So much hype, so much energy. Like locally in Japan, Visions is the shit. Like everyone was so hyped, excited about it. And then you come here and it's treated as such a secondary.
Well, it's representation. It's representation of their country, and what a beautiful representation it was. You know, there was for me, season 3. I've been so busy the last 2 weeks. I watched all of the episodes. I did a reaction to them, and I've only had the chance to drop 3 of my reactions. So I will be dropping more after this week is over when I'm finally finished with this crazy work schedule I've just been on. But I enjoyed I enjoyed a lot of them, and I think my favorite one would have to be the Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. I emotionally got really teary-eyed on that. It just had every single level of what Star Wars meant to me personally. And it hit on all those notes, and not many things really truly, there are things that are really good, and there's some things that are really emotional. But for me to really, really like something specific, it has to hit those exact notes. And for me, that one really did. I melted over that episode. So it is the ninth. Which is the one that they're getting?
Third episode is the Ninth Jedi.
The Ninth Jedi. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The third episode, which is. Wait, was it the Ninth Jedi is getting the series next year?
I believe
it was getting a long form continuation.
And that's it. Yes, and
is the duel.
I'm looking forward to it.
Village Bride.
Which wasn't one of my favorite ones of the season 1 for some reason. I couldn't get into that as much as people.
The Village Bride.
But I couldn't get into it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the animation style or the story or something about it. I do have to rewatch season 1 again. It's been a while, but it didn't grab me as much as some of the other stories for some reason.
There's an episode called The Lost Ones. Is that the one of the bride one, Brent? Because it's
we haven't seen that one yet.
Right.
That is the Village Bride.
That one? Oh, I love that one. Oh man, I was like, I can't wait.
I think I was mid on that one too, surprisingly. But again, it's like I don't know what it was. It was the style of storytelling. It didn't just register. And that's the thing. It's like it's fine that the story doesn't register. I'll be honest, the last episode of season 3, I've got to say, had some brilliant animation stuff. But man, I could not get into it.
It's something.
It was unique. It was unique, but I was counting down the minutes for it to kind of finish, and it's the shortest one there. And I know I'm in the minority. And again, it's like it's not that it was bad, because it wasn't bad, but it just didn't click with me. And I think
from what I have not seen, you're talking about the Stormtrooper one, right?
Yeah, the black.
It's called Black.
I haven't seen it yet. I've heard a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah,
and I would guess, having not seen it yet, that maybe you feel exactly the way they intended kind of like, this is unpleasant and I want this to end.
Oh no,
That's
why it worked. That's why it worked, because it was unpleasant, and that's where I'm getting with it. It was unpleasant, and it was like I can't say anything else without saying something about what it's.
We're gonna watch it really soon.
Yeah, no. Yeah. That's why I don't want to say too much more. But I'm curious to see what you guys' reaction is to it, because I had a unique reaction that I thought might have just been me. But people have been raving about the episode, and I thought that's not the way I took it, which is weird. So it's I need to know. I need to know more about other people.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one, because I was really drawn to the concept when I read the blurb. I was like, oh, this sounds fascinating.
Animation's fantastic. It's phenomenal.
It looks like it took a long time to do that episode.
Oh, you're not the only one that has reacted that way and has been like, oh, that one's not for me. Like, I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
You know what? I think there's something that's coming down the line that might be for a lot of people. But we can decide how we feel about this project on itself. And that is the first Star Wars film since 2019. Yes. And that means we're getting the boys back together. And that is the Mandalorian logo. This very pulpy, 1950s paperback logo-esque design. Fellas, listen. I remember when that trailer dropped, people were like, it looks like the show. Why not? Like, all right, cool. And like, I get that. Maybe it should feel more cinematic, but I'll say this, that like, I love these characters. I have my thoughts on season 3. It's not the worst thing ever to happen in Star Wars or not, but I have my thoughts, and you can feel stuff. But the notion that these two are finally getting a movie, and the ultimate challenge, I think, for this film will be that like, this story has to stand on its own, and yet it can't leave all of us behind who've been following these characters since 19. It has to be like, I should be able to follow everything, and yet my grandma should be able to like still enjoy it, even though she hasn't seen a second of that show at all, and be like, oh, okay, cool. It's the cool guy with the bucket and the little green guy, and enjoy it. But I can also say that we've probably been spoiled with how much TV has looked better now than ever, which is why people are being like, I don't know about this one. And sure, it might be a safe bet and whatnot. In some regards, I don't think it is a safe bet, because like, it's your first movie in 6 years. So how the hell, how do you play safe?
It's going to be cautious as hell, man. It's going to be cautious as hell. It's not going to take any risks. I would be surprised if it connects too much to the larger galaxy, actually. I don't think it's going to really reference the series that much. I think it's going to be Mando and Grogu on a self-contained adventure with a beginning, middle, and
which is what season 1 was all about. Season 1 was about these self-contained, and let it be that, and don't expect it to. That's anybody who's anticipating it to be. It's going to tie into this, and it's going to be this. I would say, kind of put those expectations on hold. Yeah, and just
you're thinking of Filoni's movie, which is coming summer.
Yeah,
that's where the tie-in happens.
Yeah. This is
Favreau playing with action.
Just let it play. It's a movie. Go in, get some popcorn, and just sit down. And if you're skeptical going in, just try to sit down and have some fun, and just let it be what it's going to be. That's what I'm expecting. That's what I'm also wanting. I want it to be just a fun Star Wars on the big screen.
A light, fun adventure. I don't need earth-shattering. This rewrites everything we know about the Force.
No. I don't need that. I agree. It doesn't have to.
That was a fun one. Eat some popcorn.
I don't know how you feel about Bendu, but like, I'll say this, and everybody's been saying like, I don't know. Listen, I keep telling everybody, even in my own video, we got fucking Sigourney fucking Weaver in Star Wars, and
baby,
a rebel pilot or someone who came up in the rebellion. To me, that
Sigourney Weaver is a
nerdgasm in the making. And like, I was just
has no idea what's going on in the movie. I hear her interviews. She's like, I heard it's fun.
Dude, I have been pitching since I put out my theory video, if you will. I was just like, yo, you should do a book. You should do like an audio, like scripted podcast of her in the war. You should nobody should have to like require reading or watching one out.
No, none of that. I don't think it will be necessary at all.
No,
you need to know what a Grogu is, and even then, maybe not.
Yeah,
you'll learn in the movie.
It
takes 2 seconds of dialogue. But yes, Sigourney Weaver. Someone asked her. They were like, we want to know if like is your character going to encounter Luke Skywalker or will have knowledge of Thrawn and the plot of Star Wars Rebels? And her response was something along the lines of like, they tell me the puppet's very cute. Go see the movie.
I love that.
You're asking directly about Star Wars lore, man. Come on.
Yeah.
She's here. She's here to have fun. So she could say she was a Star
Yeah,
Wars
that's it. Yeah.
Pablo Hidalgo, she is not. She's not.
No.
And that's
I don't
fine.
want to.
It's
Yeah.
her job.
Completely.
It's her job to read the lines and look like a badass and give Din Djarin a bit of a hard time,
That's
like,
it.
oh, you give me your badge and gun, you're loose cannon, and then show up again at the end of the movie and be like, you did a good job, you finished the quest, here's the reward. Like,
No pun intended.
pretty
I don't want to.
45 minutes.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
don't want
what
to
the-
alienate her.
Yeah, that's what the
No pun intended.
novelizations of the comic books and all the other things
Yes.
that are going to come post the movie that are going to reference all about her background, and we're going to get all that at some point or another in some. Exactly.
It almost feels like they throw a bunch of interesting things at the wall and they wait for which one the audience is like, oh, look at that guy.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that guy. Okay, write that guy's comic book.
Which is a curse and a blessing at the same time because,
They wait and see which ones we respond to.
Yeah.
But then the more obscure character designs kind of fall between the cracks just because the greater group doesn't want them.
Yeah.
Well, what about me? That was my glup shitto. And now he doesn't get a comic book because everyone likes the guy standing to his left instead.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I am pumped for the movie. I'm
looking forward.
I just really want to have a fun time blast in IMAX or Dolby Atmos if I can find that screening. Preferably, this is so. I'm not trying to be egoistic, but Lucasfilm, if you want, I'm gonna be in LA. You want to invite me to the premiere and like just chill out and vlog, put out the word out. I'll happily be there.
I was gonna say the only way me and Bendu won't be reacting is if we.
If we get invited,
Lucasfilm.
I want to see the movie in the ground in Chinese theater or at the El Capitan, wherever you choose.
Man, El Capitan is the shit. I love that place.
Yeah,
I got to meet Kathleen Kennedy's twin sister there.
Yes.
But yeah, dude,
I love that story.
It's gonna be like a fun time. It doesn't need to have these like galaxy-shaking ramifications. It can just be like Din Djarin and Grogu go on an adventure, much like you would get like a single one-shot comic book kind of a story. It calls for that. It's so old-fashioned, pulpy, serial. Like the show always kind of started that way.
Yes.
It just feels authentic to tell that kind of a self-contained story.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. Do you think he's going to take the helmet off in the movie?
Listen, they showed up. It was a photo shoot for marketing, but they take a photo of Pedro in the suit with the mask off. I really like.
Man, they took a photo of goddamn Kylo Ren without a helmet on before Force Awakens dropped.
Yeah,
and I was like, why am I seeing this guy's face?
Yeah,
before
you've got a helmeted guy. This should be a reveal in the middle of the movie.
I'd say if the story reveals that it needs it there, then yes, they'll have him there.
Yeah, if it's literally for Pedro to be
visually,
yeah. Rey's talking shit. And then he takes the helmet off, and he's like the same age as her, and she's all disarmed by this and thrown by it. Would have been a way more powerful moment if we also didn't know that he was some young guy the same age as her. You know?
Yeah,
like,
sure. Yeah.
As long as the story calls for it, Like I don't.
A magazine spread wasn't a good enough reason for me to have seen that. I didn't even know who Adam Driver was. So that would have been a really effective moment for me if I hadn't seen that face yet. Because you're like, oh, he's just a kid. Like, who is this young guy? Looks kind of like Han Solo, and then boom.
It was Entertainment Weekly. I remember I have that magazine somewhere, and I'm just like,
I still have it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes I take it up, and I'm like, Gary, you stupid man, spoiling.
I personally don't think Din has to take off his helmet. He's already done it a couple times. If the story requires it, so be it. But like, people know who Pedro Pascal is, and if people were worried like they're not gonna know who he is, it's like go put him in. He'll be part of the junket. Like, and also I would even push they bring out Lateef and Brendan in the junket as well to be like, yo, you're just as important as Pedro's been doing the work for.
I want them to get roles the same way Anthony Daniels and Ahmed Best
in the background of Tackle Downs.
They definitely deserve some background character role.
Be like
absolutely
alien gangster
totally
that like Din Djarin has to take down.
Have them kick both of them and be like, oh, he's kicking himself or whatnot.
Let them play themselves as like badass Star Wars versions of themselves and get some some glory moments on screen there. They've earned it. They've super earned it. Plus, wouldn't it be fun for them, who always play the same guy, to get to then fight each other? Because one of them's good and one.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
That'd be funny.
It's like their own Spider-Verse moment. It's like, wait a minute, I know who you
You're
are.
like, all right, let's see. If you kick me in the face, and then I'll put it on, and I'll shoot you, and then like, that's how fan film.
Maybe we will. Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll be starting to wrap up things soon with the celebration, but I do want to bring up that like beyond the movies, on the horizon beyond that, we're still getting Maul Shadow Lord. That we still have no release date yet, and they haven't put out the trailer yet. And we are getting Ahsoka season 2. I don't want to fully spoil stuff of what I've seen.
Ahsoka season 2, man. I heard that Akbar totally hangs dong.
What me and Kyle have seen in Japan, I don't want to fully spoil. Let's just say that like what we got to see was like, yo, what the fuck are they doing? Like okay, I'm in. But like, holy shit, how are they gonna do this?
Yeah, I saw what you saw, man.
Yeah, and it's. I feel like if they really play their cards right, season 2 of Ahsoka might be better than season 1 because of what they're
I know. I have a couple friends who work at ILM, and so when I wandered into the Ahsoka panel, I just sort of like hit him in the entrance and walked in with him, and didn't think about it and sat down next to him. And then we're like a couple minutes into this thing, it's all started, and I'm like in the ILM section. I like look around and I realize that everybody in my little block of seats is like an ILM professional. I'm like, I shouldn't be here. I'm not qualified to be here right now. But no one cared. The thing had started. There were enough seats. But like it was the perfect place to sit, because during the whole little behind the scenes sizzle reel, Favreau talking about the movie and everything, I got all this little commentary from around me. Like there was one person, one of the higher ups had like this little dog, this little purse dog that was always on set with them. And there's all these shots of him running on the set. And when they talk about it in the sizzle reel, I hear someone behind me lean over to the person next to me and be like, that dog was so fucking annoying. Like always yapping at me. The information that doesn't make it to the sizzle reel. Like, I was getting that. It was pretty great.
It's amazing.
Funny.
But
for a second I was like, oh my god, I'm not supposed to be in this section of the floor.
And I remember just walking out of seeing those stuff, and I'm just like, fuck, I can't talk too much about it because I don't want to spoil for people. But let's just say that like Ahsoka season 2 looks like it's a big swing.
I was a little bit surprised at what they showed us, actually, just that they showed it to us. I'm like, you wouldn't have wanted to save that for okay, now we know. I mean, that's pretty huge.
Yeah, and like
I think it's out there, but we're not going to say what it is.
You know, it's the
you really want to know your
serious ways. Yes.
Yeah.
Maul Shadow Lord. Listen, I bumped into Dave Collins. I think that the day, I think either I bumped into him right before they showed the footage or right after, and I was just like, I don't know what you got cooking on, but I'm here for it. And he just gave me this look of just like, and, dude. I don't think they're gonna shy away from how bleak that show might get, and especially with the way Whitwer has been putting it
with the new Tales episodes, like those Cad Bane Tales got real dark. Real dark. So, like animation's finally reaching that fever pitch of like just absolute bleakness. And I think that people are, like you said, they're unprepared for Maul Shadow Lord. It's gonna be
I'm just looking forward to a new Kiner score. That's all, Kevin Kiner and his kids. Just I'm pretty I assume they're going to be
I would hope so.
I would hope so.
Yeah, the Kiners have created like such an iconic Star Wars sound. Yeah, that has been so consistent through animation. It doesn't get talked about enough. It's John Williams this, Michael G. That. But like, Kiners, man.
The Kiners nail the character score the way John Williams nailed the character score. I think that's what they have above all else. Apart from the fact they will pull from John Williams from time to time, it's not even about that. And it's beautiful when they do, by the way. It's about the character score. Ezra's character score, Ahsoka's character score, Ren's character score. You got all of these character scores
Omegas
that are as powerful as, in my opinion, as powerful as what John Williams set out to do. And so when other composers miss that opportunity to create character scores and create a background score, and that sometimes happens from an occasional show or TV music or whatever, it misses the emotional point for me personally.
It's sometimes when you hear two characters that have their own motifs interacting, and you hear this duet happen musically.
Yeah,
you love it. You love it.
I can't not weep without Kanan's score going off in the background when
because it just transports you.
I have it playing in the music in the car once in a while, and it's like that's it.
I have these sense associations, and like I think taste and smell are the strongest. But hearing is next. Like you hear something that you haven't heard since you were a little kid, it'll transport you back there and access that memory and just leitmotifs to access that in such an effective way to sort of drive the emotion behind what's happening when we get to know these characters really well. And for me, John Williams, like the brilliance of John Williams is all of his music is so melodic. It's so legato and sweeping. And then when he writes action and there's just this chaos, absolute musical chaos going on. It's still very melodic, but it's like 17 fucking things happening over each other at once. And they're all individually melodic, but like together it's just, it sounds like a horn section's falling down the stairs. You know? Just bang,
but as an emotional moment, but as an emotional memory moment, you see the scene playing out in your head perfectly, even if you're not watching it. It's great.
And more than that, that's what a battle is like. It's not this big William Tell overture.
Not organized.
Everything is like organized and flowing together. No, shit is exploding in your face. Things are happening. Sounds are clashing. Like it really like musically recreates the chaos of combat in a way that a lot of composers don't even try and do. They're like, no, we're going to play the main theme of the movie here because this is a big epic moment. John Williams was like, I'm going to get a clarinet to scare you a little bit.
Boom.
You're going to have the craziest of like flare ups and trumpet blasts and like, if you sit there and listen to it, like Revenge of the Sith does it the most, I think.
With that opening, especially
Field in The Empire Strikes Back is another really good example of this. Is like you've got the sweeping legato, and underneath that there's this just intense, crazy scales going on. And
have you uploaded
anxiety from it? You don't even know why. It's because he's made the track so busy. He's the master of that. No other composer does it that way.
No. But the other composers that, as I say, Kevin Kiner, the other composer who I've absolutely blew me away was Nick Cacino. His
Mick
music
Cacino,
for Mick. His music for Skeleton Crew. If you listen to it, it is full of all of those things that John Williams created, especially the chaos elements within those elements of the music. You can hear it there. And he's emulated it and he's done his own touch with it. And it's fantastic. If you get the chance, anybody out there, if you have not listened to his score, download it. It's on Spotify and all those things. It's a fantastic score. It's really incredible.
I was especially impressed with Giacchino for pulling Rogue One together as quickly as he did.
His father.
The score for Rogue One in like a matter of weeks. Like it was so fast. It was such a fast turnaround. And the Imperial Suite that he came up with is like one of my favorite little Imperial melodies. Like it's very, very good. Very, very good.
It's interesting. He definitely hits all the beats, but I'm like, it's when I hear it, I know exactly what it's from. But his son did a better job, I think, in Skeleton Crew than his father did. I think the father outgrew the son with the skill of taking from John Williams.
Superior offering, but it also had a superior amount of prep time before.
Oh, sure. Oh, absolutely.
He enjoyed a year of pre-production before he recorded.
Sure.
Like his dad came in like 6 weeks from writing.
Oh no, totally.
Recording in the studio, that's what makes it impressive is the time frame.
Sure,
but I agree with that too. Actually, like Skeleton Crew was a fantastic piece of work. The OST is wonderful. Speaking of emulation, just last point on the topic because I know we've kind of gone on about this.
Sorry.
In terms of like emulating that musical chaos of Robin Williams, Jesus Christ, John Williams is Gordy Hobb, who did the Star Wars Battlefront and Star Wars Battlefront 2 soundtracks. The DICE ones, the remakes.
I've not played the games, but okay.
There's a lot of music cuts from the movies in there, but there's also a lot of little like tension loops and little combat things that are very, very John Williams-y. But they're originals, and he really figured out the formula. Like he's very, very authentic. If you ever listen to it, you're like you assume it's like, wait, which movie is this from? I don't recognize this part, and then you look it up, and you're like, oh, this was
original.
This is the game. Okay, all right, I'll have to check that out. Actually,
like, oh, you fooled me. I thought I knew it all. Gordy Hobb, he's great as well.
Okay, good to know.
Speaking of great and trying to organize and might be turning out chaotic, especially for this year. The next thing in the far future that we're gonna get, besides another movie in Starfighter, is Celebration Los Angeles. Now,
Hell yeah.
I haven't seen Bendu in person since Anaheim, and
Oh, that's true.
I can't only imagine how many people are gonna go to this one. 50th anniversary of Star Wars. I would be
50th anniversary.
shocked if they don't get Uncle George just to roll up, just say hi, and then roll out.
Oh, he'll be
and
there.
go.
He'll
Yeah,
be there.
like,
He'll be there to talk
I-
about his museum movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
Get up
Yes.
there like, just so you know, I'm not answering any questions about Star Wars.
yeah. More than anything, it's gonna be just chaotic, and I can't wait for
Yeah.
it. I know, Bendo. Unfortunately, you have to head out. I know it's late for you, and not. But just again, before you go head out, any quick thoughts on your anticipation for Celebration, and just how you feel about Life Day in general?
Life Day has always been a great little reminder of Star Wars history, and just kind of, again, a recognition of like a Friendsgiving throughout the universe. Because I know before we were talking about having either Mando and Grogu or Skeleton Crew do some sort of like more earthly traditional holiday thing, but honestly, anything that has to deal with gift giving, I think would honestly just kind of get the point across. Because unfortunately, with the Guardians Christmas special, as fantastic as it was still very much aliens trying to emulate an Earth ritual for Peter, versus us, showing an alien version of said holiday. So with Star Wars, there is an opportunity for that.
Totally.
I mean, culturally, it would be great to see the continuation of different celebrations throughout different cultures, aside from Ewoks, eating dead Imperials and using their helmets as drums. But,
Hey, well, you
not
can't
to
get tippy,
culture shame. Yeah. Celebration is going to be exciting for sure. I definitely plan on trying to cosplay at least.
Hell yeah. Me too.
Honestly, I think my biggest worry is trying to figure out housing first, or Airbnb situation.
Yeah,
And then
we'll talk. We'll talk. We've got a whole.
Yeah.
We got some in the works.
But a lot can happen between like the next 2 years. So
Over a year away. Yeah. I was
far
gonna
as,
say.
different video games or different other silent projects that haven't been mentioned, anything that Marvel comes up with. There's always room for expansion.
Maybe we'll have a Ben Solo movie in production.
oh my god, they changed their minds.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time, man. There's precedent.
Not the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
All right, Bendu, thanks so much for taking the time, man. I know it's late for you.
Pleasure to meet you, Bendu.
As always, may the force be with you, my friend, and happy Life Day. Thanks.
Happy Life Day to you all.
Yeah, happy Life Day, best friend.
Happy Life Day, buddy.
All right, I'm gonna admit right now, I'm gonna be broke as hell as soon as I leave that freaking convention center. Like I'm gonna need you guys to tame me. They'd be like, Ronan, don't spend more than this amount, please. We still got more days to show up. We gotta be at a panel. We gotta go get In-N-Out burgers eventually to refuel.
That sounds good to me.
The good thing is I live like 25 minutes away from the city, so I'm actually pretty close. It's the closest I've been. It's even closer than last time. So
I am not yet sure what what the staying arrangements are going to be. We know a lot of people in the area, so I'm sure we won't be far away either.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, like we're gonna have to go do it up big at the museum, and then go to In-N-Out Burger, which is a big tradition of mine because they don't have those where I live. So I always have to get into town. Got to get me some animal style fries, man.
Get out to Scum and Villainy.
The bar. Yeah.
They've gotten to know me over there. I've finally shown up enough times that they go, this fucking guy again.
And I'm calling him right now. Dark Force is going to get another panel this year. I
think so. We're applying.
I had a blast with that one,
10th
and
year of Kyle Katarn, so
dude, people showed up. People showed up to the panel, and like
this is a crazy moment for me. I still have imposter syndrome about doing this stuff, but like we filled a room
crazy
with nerds that wanted to hear us talk about Star Wars. Like that was
congratulations. It's so
and a
cool.
sexy gong showed up. Like
that was
dreaming it really happening.
Crazy, guys.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I'm very eager. I know the folks that we hang out with, the normies, Akasan, all, and Busy Brown, all, and we were all talking about like that was for in April, and we're like, all right, 2 years from now, we got to go full on it and like do something big, have a big like either YouTube or just like interactive content creators experience, and just
the Dork Force panel has been applied for. We need to do a whole nother panel that is like YouTube creators in Star Wars. That's us, normies, Akasan, Blindwave, like everybody that we've been networking with that has been on board for this.
Yeah.
Fill a room. We draw a huge crowd, man.
I believe we can.
That'd be cool.
Oh, yeah.
And like, obviously there's a very big variation in the sizes of our platforms. And so I feel like it would be very mutually beneficial for a lot of us that are medium or smaller to like gain exposure through like, because everyone's going to tune in to watch the normies and to watch Blindwave at a panel.
Oh, yeah.
And through that, they're going to learn about us and what we have to say because we're going to be sharing that stage.
Yeah.
That's kind of where collaboration really is awesome.
Yeah, I truly feel, and because it's being LA and it's like the exposure in the industry and all, like I really do feel like if we play our cards right, that we can benefit from that, but more part of that, it'll be the experience will double in size of how much energy we're going to be feeling throughout it. And just as an anticipation I am feeling for that and meeting up with y'all in person again, I can't imagine how Star Wars is going to be by the time we get there, and then by the time we leave that event on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. It's Like I remember feeling it in real time in Anaheim in 22 for my very first celebration. Like I can feel the synapses firing, and like my brain is writing connections right now that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Like memories are being imprinted right now that I will always remember. It was an all-timer of an experience, and every subsequent celebration has been that for me. So I can't wait. It's gonna be absolutely insane. But yeah, dude, the content creators panel idea, I think it's a golden idea. We have to go with it. The normies were so freaking cool, by the way. Oh, they were so nice. And Blindwave was gonna be there, but they couldn't go at the last minute, and they had a bunch of Jedi Master passes, like the VIP. So they gave them to the normies, and the normies used them to go. And then the normies decided to leave like a day early. So Rana was like, "Here, just you use them.
Use it for buying stuff."
And so we were like, "Holy shit!" Wow. So then we breathed through all the lines, picked up all the merch that we had just written off because we weren't going to wait in line. We was like, "There's not enough time. This is not a 4-day festival. It's only a 3-day festival."
Yeah, as much as there's a lot going on, you find there's so many things you cannot do in celebration. They just don't have time.
Yeah, if there was an extra day, I would have been fine spending like upwards of 2 hours waiting in line to play Gachapon. But I'm like, no, there's too many things to see, too many panels, too many too much stuff to film. Right. But because they gave us the Jedi Master Pass, we just sort of like blitzed through.
That's good.
Picked through whatever was left over because it was like Sunday. It was the last day of con.
Yeah.
Super, super nice. So we got to do something really nice for them when they're in LA.
I agree.
Return the favor. Very gracious.
I agree. Y'all, we're wrapping it up now. We're wrapping up the Life Day for 2025.
It's been a good Life Day.
It was a good Life Day.
Yep.
Anytime
thanks for having us, man. This has been fun. I'm glad you
thanks,
had us
Ronan.
Anytime,
Life Day was a perfect occasion to spend among friends. You know what I
mean? Any
check.
excuse to just link up with friends and talk about Star Wars beyond just like it is the sweet spot for it. So more than anything, I want to thank you guys and Bandit for showing up and taking the time out of your days.
And shout out to everyone in the chat that's been hanging out with us. You guys are awesome.
Dude, you took the words out of my mouth. Anybody who bothered watching this and engaging with it and liking what we're doing, thank you so much for taking the time.
Appreciate you. You're why we're here right now.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more and said it better. I want everybody here to go around the horn and let people know where they can find you and promote anything you want, anything you got upcoming down the line, and just please let the word out. So we'll start with Brent.
Okay, guys. Age of Grogu. You can catch me on YouTube and stuff like that. I haven't done any content recently. I've been extremely busy, so I've got a lot of videos I need to drop. I've got a lot of unboxings. I've got at least like half a dozen 12-inch unboxings I've got to do, some Micro Galaxy stuff I've got to unbox still. Series 9. But I will be dropping them soon because I'll get some time off in the near future. Get the chance, check me out there. Also, consider the fact, guys, on this Life Day that we are living in the exact same time as George Lucas. We are breathing the same air that George Lucas is breathing. We have this rare, unique opportunity to exist in the time of George Lucas. And for nearly 50 years, you know, we've had that presence to be in his presence. I mean, how fucking cool is that? You know?
Yeah. I preach, brother. Kyle, amigo.
Born too late to explore the world. Born too early to explore the galaxy. Born just in time to go to the George Lucas Museum of Narrative Art, baby. Can't wait. Can't wait. I am Kyle Katarn. I'm a YouTuber. I do a lot of reactions and reviews to Star Wars stuff on my YouTube channel. I'm also very snarky on Twitter. You can find me there. But I also have another YouTube channel called Grizzled Wizard, where I react to animation, art, and film that is not Star Wars related. Doing a whole lot of horror and sci-fi reactions right now. Also a good time. Check that out. But yeah, I guess my nugget of wisdom that I will leave you with this Life Day is just, spend time with your friends and tell people that you appreciate them. That's really the spirit of this. That, and don't be afraid to enjoy something that other people say is bad. Okay.
Yes.
Like, i.e., the holiday special. Maybe it's a little cheesy. Maybe it's a little lame. Maybe it's campy. But you know what? There are things about it that are full of charm.
Yeah.
And I don't count it as a guilty pleasure, because I realized I stopped having guilty pleasures when I realized that I'm awesome, and by extension, so are my interests. And so I am no longer like hiding in the shadows about being a person that enjoys the holiday special. And it's the spirit of this holiday that's inspired me to do that. So, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, like B. Arthur in the cantina scene. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it, man?
Implanted on my mind since 9 years old.
Why not? Yeah. I'm on the channel at Ronan Chain on YouTube, on all the socials. Right now, I'm covering a anime anthology from the Chainsaw Man creator Tatsuki Fujimoto, so you can watch that coverage. Me going forward.
Nice.
I'm going to be doing my best to cover anything that happens Star Wars wise. I might eventually drop my own review of Visions Volume 3, but in the near future, don't be surprised if you see me covering stuff for Stranger Things, or especially Fallout Season 2 down the line. And don't be surprised if come next few months you see us talking about Mandalorian, Grogu, Ahsoka Season 2, Maul, Shadow Lord, and onwards. And yeah, I am grateful to be a Star Wars fan, and even more grateful to know that, to quote Andor, I have friends everywhere. So thank you, everybody, for taking the time. Happy Life Day. Enjoy the festives. Happy holidays. And we'll see you in the next stream. Take care, everybody.